streaming. It should work now. Okay, it's up. Good. Sorry guys. Okay, the stream is back. YouTube stream is back. Let's go ahead and quickly start before everything messes up again. So the thing I'm going to be using is the pen tool. That's what you need on Photoshop. If you know how to use a pen tool, then you know you're going to be able to do a lot of things. You'll hit 2K before 2010. 2010 has gone by. Jobs related to photo editing. Hi, bro. Azmil, hey man. Okay, so let's start with the skin. Like I said before, when you're working on Photoshop, you guys have to build your skin, your hair, your eyes, your lips, everything that has different color, different texture, build it. Hey, Nirvan, Mohit, how's it going? Yeah, so put it on different layers. Let's start with the skin and the face first, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and draw an outline around my face. Sorry. On the image using the pen tool, right? So let's zoom in a bit so we have a better clarity. So what I would do is I would just, you know, start using the pen tool. Hopefully this is very clear. I mean, you can decide how detailed you want it to be. Because it is a cartoon, you don't have to you kind of have to know how to use the pen tool as well. If you don't know how to use the pen tool, that's the first thing you should probably learn. Yeah, can you record this live? Yeah, I mean, I'm Aryajit. I'm saving the live stream with my screen share on my YouTube channel, so check it out. Outline with different layers. No, don't outline with different layers. Outline while just outlines don't fall on I guess, especially when you use a pen tool, it's just free for all, I guess. So yeah, let me just quickly start hacking away at the face. Yeah, so I'm gonna roughly assume that my face goes like this. You don't have to be super accurate, but it definitely helps. Hey guys, on Instagram, head down to my YouTube channel. So since everything above this point here, it's all hair, there's no skin, I'm just gonna cut straight from there. It doesn't matter what the line is. So once you draw something on the, like using a pen tool, you're gonna see on the path tab on the top here on Photoshop, Tanish Kurade, nice photo, thanks man. This picture was taken right there, if you guys need context. Yeah, so once you do draw anything on a pen tool, and if you go to your path tab in the right hand corner here, I hope you guys can see it on the screen. If you hold down the control button on your keyboard, you can see that there is like a running ant thing appearing on the cursor, and then if you click, what you drew becomes as running ants on Photoshop, right? Now before I do that, I would rather double click on this path and save it as the face, so that if I need to use it in the future, I have it. So it's very important, just save your path. So once I have that, I'm just gonna click that, and then I'm gonna go and introduce a color. So this is the skin, right? This is my skin. So I have to introduce a color that shows the skin. So I'm going to introduce a solid color. Right now it looks black. I'm going to hit OK for now. It doesn't look that great. I'm going to mark this as skin. Yeah. So for a second, I'm just going to bring it down, double click. So when you double click the solid layer part, like this section of the solid layer, solid color layer, this tab comes up, and wherever you click, the color will be replicated here in the box. So pick a color where you think your skin tone is best represented and just click on it. I'm gonna look for a little dark version. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit okay. And now when I bring it back, you're gonna see, okay, that's the skin color. Now if you just look at this alone, it's just gonna be the outline, right? It's not that great. So should I start video editing as a beginner by using Filmora? Yeah, man, you should. You should start. No voice. It's all right. I can hear you now. Okay, awesome, awesome. Please use a keyframe frequency. I don't know what that means. Okay, so as you can see, this doesn't look like much. So now you have to start shaping this into your image. So what do I mean by this? Now let's hide this for a second. When you look at this face, there are areas in this face. But before that, let's get the eyebrows and the beard and the eyes and all of that jazz, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce these eyebrows of mine. So for that, obviously I need a solid color, but before I do that, I'm going to hide the skin layer. I'm going to go ahead and take the pen tool and kind of roughly like map out the way my eyebrows look. Again, it doesn't have to be super accurate. That's one, and then my other eyebrow is this. So I'm going to use the pen tool. Do that. So now I'm going to save this as eyebrows. I don't know how to spell eyebrows, so excuse. And I'm going to hit control and just once you click hit control on the keyboard and click on this icon here, you get the running ants, and I'm going to introduce another solid color. This is going to be black because my eyebrows, my color of my hair is black. So now if you introduce the skin layer again, you're going to see, okay, you know what I'm trying to do right now. So let's go and keep building on this. So let's take a look at the beard. I would create another, I would put the eyebrows and the beard on the same layer. So my beard, or the tiny beard that I have, starts from here. Just gonna start tracing the beard. Like so. Goes all the way up here, and then it comes back up. And I wish I had a stronger beard. So actually just assume. So you have to make some assumptions here and there. It doesn't have to be super accurate again because you're trying to turn yourself into a cartoon. So cartoons aren't necessarily serious. So the video call is low today because I'm streaming directly from my phone, bro. So that's the issue, maybe. Okay, so now that I have my beard, okay. Ooh. Oh no, yeah. Mark that. Bring the running ants again. The way you bring your running ants is hold control and click on the path. See, when you hit control, that icon changes. That's how you bring up the running ants. Once you have that, so you have we need to name this face hair, I guess, facial hair. That's what eyebrows are as well on the face, but facial hair. I'm gonna select this and make sure that you have selected white color on the color palette here on the bottom left or bottom side or whatever. So once you have that running ends running, and if you have the color selected, once you hit Alt and Delete, you're gonna color this section, and when you hit Control D, you remove the running ends, right? So as you can see on the side here, if you guys can see, you're coloring white into those sections. So now if you take a look at just this image, see you're starting to build your face, which you think, or build the cartoon look on your face, right? So you have the eyebrows, you have the beard. Let's take a look at the eyes now. Let's see what's black, where we can bring out the eyes. So the first thing I would model on the eyes are the eyeballs, the iris, right? Now my eyes is slightly brown in color, so let's go ahead and do that. First, again, take the pen tool, and just hey, can you hey guys, head down to my YouTube. So let me draw in the eyes first. Again, Control click on the work path to bring up the running ants. Oh, I messed up the eyeball there. If you're like tracing like a very accurately, and if it looks weird, don't worry. When the final image comes, it will look good. So I'm going to add another solid layer for the colors of my eyes. I'm going to name that pupil. That's the back part of your. I'm going to change the color of that to this brown. Yeah, and then there's another one on this side as well. So let's go ahead and draw that. You start realizing that your eyeball isn't perfectly round. Do you know what I mean? Pretty weird. Yeah, if you guys are just joining my Instagram live, head down to my YouTube channel. I'm doing a live stream there. So once you get the running ants again, select on the mask layer on the color. Once you click here and do Alt Delete and Control D, now you're gonna see, it's taking shape, right? That's what my eyeball looks like. Now let's take a look at. Let's go ahead and take a look at Arya Ajit. Let's go ahead and take a look at. Why can't I speak properly? Let's take a look at the eyeball. Now I did the iris. Let's do the eyeballs. The eyeball is white, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pen tool again, zoom in. The way I zoom is I hold Alt down and use a scroll. That's how you zoom. And if you want to move the image around, just press space down and then it brings up that grab hand kind of icon. And you can move. Classic songs, how's it going? Doing a Photoshop tutorial. And move that around. Yeah. So again, drawing, tracing. This is essentially a tracing game. Trace as much as you can. Hey Satish, do you know Malayalam? No, bro. So again, once you have traced it, control and click on, see, control and click on work path here. So when you see, it turns into a running ant. So once you have that, again, go to solid colors, add a solid color. So you know that the eyeballs are white. I'm just gonna, and I had to put this underneath the pupil. If you leave it over the pupil, it's just gonna color over. So put it underneath the pupil, so you will see the white underneath it. Again, go to the next eye. Make sure you're always selected the mask layer where you want to add the color. If you're selected on some other area, it's going to add something else. So make sure you select that. Yeah, I hope you guys are making sense of what I'm doing. Do you know Malayalam? No, man. If you guys are on my Instagram live, just head on to my YouTube live. This is probably going to make a lot more sense there. What I'm doing. Hey, Satish. We used to have a driver named Satish. He was a horrible person. I'm sure you're not the same, but your name reminds me of that dude. Okay, control click, select the mask, the solid layer. Make sure you select the mask and not the layer. Once you select the mask, Alt delete, and it's gonna, and Alt and Control D to remove the running ends. So it looks freaky at the moment, but once you start adding all the elements, you're gonna see that it's not freaky. Classical. So what is your name, bro? I am your subscriber, but I still don't know your name. My name is Lahiru, bro. Sri Lankan Lahiru Disanayake. That is my name. What are you doing now, Bunty? I am doing a YouTube live session. So go on to my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe, do all the good stuff. So yeah, once you've done your eyebrows, also make sure you name your layers. So yeah, now what I would do next is probably, I have to do my mustache. Again, go to facial hair, click on facial hair. Zoom in, Alt scroll button, and let's just pretend like I have a really thick mustache. So control click, bring up the running ends, or delete to bring up the color. So if I zoom out and reintroduce, if you take the original picture away, you can start seeing that I'm making the colors. Praveen Varnam, you're doing great work. Thanks, man. Instagram live. Which country are you from? Well, Sri Lanka. Go on my YouTube channel. I'm doing a live stream there. I know I'm ignoring my Instagram right now, but that's because I'm doing a proper live on my Instagram. So go there. Yeah. PC specs. I have a Dell XPS 15. Start how to edit in photo background. Best way to learn animation, guys. Ashish, go onto my YouTube live stream right now. I'm doing a Photoshop tutorial. You can learn like basic stuff like that there. So make sure you go there. So okay, now let's take a look at what else we need to do. Okay, the nose is a big part. We have the eyes, we have the eyebrows. Let's do the hair. The hair is something that we could do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing the hair in. So my hair kind of starts here, goes up all the way here. Again, I'm using the pen tool. So I'm not going to be super accurate because it's a cartoon after all. you can be a little, as you can see, I've done this quite a number of times, so I know exactly. So let's go down all the way here. I'm just going to straight away cut across like this. And I come down, I'm just going to come down like that. Now that I have the hair, control click, bring up the running ends, and let's introduce another solid, which should be black, which is the hair. I'm going to mark that as hair. Now you guys are going to, which is the best phone photography in DSLR. Now you're going to see what like the difference it makes. See, you guys are already seeing your face turning into a cartoon. Now there's one more thing that I kind of need you guys to maybe think about, bro, how much you pay for Insta ads. This year I have spent almost $700 to $800 on Instagram ads. I don't have a laptop or PC. It's going to be difficult to do it without a laptop or a PC, bro. So this year I've spent about somewhere around $700 on Instagram ads. Because I want to grow like my tutorial channel, because you can, I learned so much on my YouTube, I can just teach it to you guys as well. So yeah. Okay, so now that we're here, the next important thing is look at the nose. How would you bring out the nose? What I'm seeing in this image is there are a lot of shadows, right? And the shadows are what make the nose, if you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a black solid layer, right, for the shadows. But first I'm going to draw out a part of the shadow. So you can see there's like a black patch here, right? Your father, you not giving reply to my questions, bro. Go on to Instagram live, guys. The reason I have my live open here is so that you guys can go on to my YouTube channel, and I'm doing a live tutorial there with like why don't I show you guys? Dear Lord, YouTube channel name, bro, it's Gywaves. So I'm doing a tutorial on my live stream, so go check that out. So where was I? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out the shadows, right? Are ads worth it or not? Yes, ads are worth it if you know how to use them. If you don't know how to use them, then I'm not going to be helpful. I have a video about Instagram ads on my YouTube channel. Go and check that out. About how I grew to 5,000, or how I found you guys, my Instagram guy follows, how I found you guys. Just go and watch that video. It's already on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to start drawing this shadow, right? I'm going to just estimate that this is what the shadow looks like. Okay, and then I'm going to control click, and I'm going to introduce another solid color. I'm going to name it shadows. This is very important. This is where you, and once I name it shadows, I'm going to bring down the opacity here, right? So look at the difference you're going to see with the shadows black layer. You can see that this is a shadow, so I think I can bring down the opacity a little bit more. Okay, so now look at how I'm going to use this shadow to bring out the nose. Right now, if you take a look at this, there's another, you know, like a shadow that's going underneath the nose here. So let's quickly draw that out. Control click on the mask layer here and Alt delete. Oh, that's the wrong one. I need to go to shadows. See what happens? That's what happens when you're not on the right layer. Go on the shadows layer, click Alt delete, and then let's draw. There's another shadow here. So let's draw that. And the shadow goes all the way up here. Control click and then Alt delete. So now when you when you hide the original image, you're going to see the nose starting to appear, right? And that's how you have to use the shadows. Maybe you can increase the opacity a bit more. So let's keep going. Let's keep drawing in those shadows. Where else can I see? You can see shadows underneath the eyes here as well. So let's go ahead and draw those shadows in. I'm not going to be super accurate for the sake of this. If you take a look at this, there's going to be a shadow here. Oh. So you're going to see that the face is starting to take shape. Now let's keep going. This is good. Let's keep going. So where else do you have shadows on the face? You can see that, okay, there's a shadow here. Let's kind of draw that out. Alt delete. And then the shadows here, you can see your wrinkles that are coming up. So I would say bit of a shadow. You can make these shadows or details, whatever you guys like. Control click to bring up the running ends, Alt delete while the white section is selected. So you're painting in white to those areas of your masks. Control delete to remove the running ends. And you're going to start seeing how the face is coming on. Now let's take a look at the ears. The ears again is a place that's dominated by shadows. Right, so let's go ahead and color these shadows in. As you can see, it doesn't have to be super accurate. And then go to shadows, click on the shadows mask layer that's on this. Don't click on this again, that's important. Click on that. And then again, whilst your white color is selected here down on the left side, Alt delete on the computer, and then you're going to draw shadows. Okay, there's another shadow here on this ear. It should go like that. Alt delete. Okay, let's look at the other ear. This is a completely, completely different type of shadow. Running ends, Alt delete, and then maybe you can bring this out a bit as well. Now you're gonna see the face starting to take shape, right? That's essentially how you start doing. You keep adding one after the other after the other. Now let's take a look at what's opposite to um, what's opposite to, or what am I saying? Let's take a look at what's opposite to shadows, which is the highlights. Now the best place to see the highlights is your hair. Let me show you what I mean. If you look at the hair section, you're going to see, but you know, there are these white bits on your hair, right? How do you show that? You show that using highlights. So what I would do is first I would take the pen tool and start roughly drawing the highlights. Yeah. Because I've done this so much, I know. Being very quick with it. So I'm going to introduce another solid color, but this time because it's highlights, I'm going to introduce the white color. Name it highlights. And then introduce the hair layer again. And then bring down the opacity. So your hair and your shadows should have less opacity. And then now when you bring up the entire picture, now you're going to see, hey, look at that. That's how you bring out the color of your hair, or bring out the details in your hair. Instead of slowly making this image as you go on. Yash official. Hey guys, sorry Instagram has you. How do you use graphics tablet? Is this Illustrator? This is Photoshop Pro. Your YouTube channel name is Jaywaves, Jayaves. Jayawaves. Sorry, that's the name. Yeah, so let's keep going. Highlights are not only in your hair, they're in your face as well. For example, if you take a look at this side of my nose, that's like extremely white. That's a highlight. So let's go ahead and draw that in. So I would say how do I bring out that? Go to the highlight section and color that in. Or delete. So you can bring down the opacity a bit on the highlights. It's gonna look odd when you start off, but trust me, you'll start seeing what I mean here. It looked weird at first, but once you bring everything together, this part of the face has a highlight on it. So as you can see, I'm starting to draw all the I'm starting to draw all the effects on it. Yeah, you're doing very, very well. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Niraj. So let me show you what the end product of this is. Like once I'm finished, let me show you what it looks like. So then I'm going to have to open. Let me open a few things for you guys. Photoshop projects. So let me show you what the end product looks like. So this is an image that I completed, right? So as you can see, I have given outlines here and there. If you take a look at the folder, I have an outline image as well. You don't really need that because it makes it look a little more dramatic without it. If you want it, you can add it. And look at my clothes. Okay, I want you guys focus on my jacket. So see how I have drawn in those shadows. If you look at the original image, you would see, look at the original image over here, you're gonna see like all these shadows can be drawn in. So that is what I've done. That is what you can do on Photoshop, right? Once you have outlined it and put the color in, you start drawing in the shadows, the highlights, the details. That's how you get it done. That's how you create yourself into cartoons. So just to recap, for you guys to take a look, how do you deal with hair while selecting? I just, because it's a cartoon, when I'm selecting hair, the hair doesn't have to be super accurate. For example, if I show you what my actual hair looks like here, see, it's not super accurate. See, I'm not being accurate at all. I'm just haphazardly just selecting it. If you take a look at my hair here, see, I'm randomly selecting. I'm not being very accurate with it. So you don't have to worry about hair when it comes to doing cartoons. All you have to worry about is the general, because cartoon is non-realistic, right? So you just have to worry about the general outlook. So Anas, who asked the question, how do you do your classical songs? Don't worry with the hair, just be haphazard and get all the details. Everything is made out of shadows. Like even the cloth, the clothes that I'm wearing now, you can see that there's highlights, there's shadows. So use those on different layers to bring them up. That's how you would do it. And once you start painting them, do the same thing to your clothes. Add a solid layer to add the color. You know, draw in the highlights. Even the clothes have highlights. You see, these white parts are the highlights where it's shown, and then there's right underneath that there's a shadow to show the fold. So you should understand that even in a fold in your clothes, there's a highlight and there's a shadow. So replicate that on your thingy basically. So yeah, so that's what it is, guys. I think that's the general plan, or that's the general direction. If you have any questions regarding this, and if you want a lot more detailed way of just doing this, just go ahead and leave me a comment on this video, or send me a DM on Instagram, or message me on YouTube, and I'll definitely try and do it. This week it's a little difficult for me to do another YouTube video, which is why I'm doing this live stream. Maybe I'll get on the live stream tomorrow as well. Let me know if you guys want me to do more live streams. And yeah, I guess I'm going to end the stream now. I'm going to save this video, so go ahead and check it out. You can turn yourself into a cartoon, so don't forget to use you know, go back. Don't delete this video. This will help in the future. Yeah, man. So Soham, I'm not going to delete the video. I'm going to save it. Wait, what is this? Oh, there are questions. Use graphics tablet. Okay, guys, I'm gonna, thanks for sticking around. If there's not many questions, if you guys have any other questions on this, DM me on Instagram. And I guess that's it for now. I've been doing this live stream for 40 minutes and my butt hurts. Okay, guys, I shall speak to you on the next one.